As Uganda continues to grapple with a refugee influx from South Sudan, there is concern about whether a solution to the conflict in the world's youngest country will be found soon enough. Vita Justin crossed into Uganda in September. He's now employed as a social worker by a charity, but would like to travel back to finish his studies as a clinical officer, but fears it is still unsafe. Vita's father was arrested by government troops. He was accused of supporting rebels and he disappeared. Vita thought he was a target too and fled the country. There is no dignity in being a refugee. Many here long to return to their country, but just can't. Justin Marona is a member of the opposition SPLM-IO political wing. A refugee himself, he says Juba's war tactics are to blame for the mass displacement and civilian suffering.
So now, Juba is the one to apologize to them, honestly. Juba is the one to apologize to us and apologize to our refugees and to this suffering of our people, because they put us in this situation. 1 million human beings deserted his place of origin, and now in Uganda. 500,000 in Ethiopia. 700,000 in Sudan. In DRC Congo is almost 10,000. And in Central African Republic is 2,700. Imagine. Is it our problem as opposition? It is the problem of the sitting government in Juba.
Fresh efforts by regional leaders and the international community to get the warring sides talking again have been faltering. Government forces have been making huge gains since November, and Juba is growing increasingly confident of a victory. Marona was part of an opposition delegation that met with President Yoweri Museveni last week before his trip to Juba. He says Uganda should step up pressure on President Salva Kiir to commit to peace talks.
This honorable country, Uganda, has to continue putting their muscles on Juba in order for us to change Juba and to inculcate political will. Now, missing of a political will in Juba in order to attain peace is one of the obstacles, and it can be shorted out by Uganda, because South Sudan is a lock country. If Uganda say no, Juba will suffocate.
But the future of South Sudan, not just the peace, will depend on these two men, President Salva Kiir and rebel leader Dr. Riek Machar, agreeing to make peace. In both Addis and Juba, Machar is the elephant not in the room, and he should be.
Dr. Riek return and to be among his constituency is very, very important. He is the one to control the anger of those who are holding guns. He is the one to say, you guys, hold on. You silence the guns. Let us now talk and listen and use our wisdom in order to shut out the mess. But now, but now, if he is there, locked in, he can just keep silent. And then now you shut out your mess if you can. So this is really the sticking point. You see the point.
Back at Omogo camp, the uncertainty continues. Almost everyone here belongs to one ethnicity. Such is the nature of the South Sudan war. Over the years, it has become a tribal fight, making it even harder to stop. The South Sudan conflict has affected women and children the most. The UN estimates that the war has created thousands, probably tens of thousands, of orphans and widows. For the children that have stayed back in South Sudan, they face the dangerous prospect of being enlisted as child soldiers, while for those who have crossed into Uganda, they face the burden of balancing childhood and heading families.
We proposed in the last IGAD talks in the governance that we take 40%, Juba take 40%, and the rest of the other political forces take what? Take 20%.
For people like Stella and her sister Margaret, any power-sharing deal will come too late. They already have lost both parents and space to be children. Not even a peaceful South Sudan will insulate their pain. Ronald Kato, reporting from Omugo refugee camp in Arua.